Go run, go get it, your paperwork. Yeah, they wanna see you calling for your paperwork. Yeah, man, they calling for your paperwork. Oh, geez, man, they calling for your paperwork. Go get it, say they calling for your paperwork. Oh, geez, yeah, they calling for your paperwork. Go get it, say they calling for your paperwork. They wanna see you calling for your paperwork. Go get it, say they calling for your paperwork. Go get it.
Welcome to the video reacting to this TikTok case that we heard about. And Dad said that he would probably want to react to it on video. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll just react. We'll react to it. I'll post it on there. We're going to find some more stuff to do. Because we haven't really put anything out there on the page. Because really, when we try to find stuff that's entertaining, if we can't find anything entertaining, we're not probably going to post anything. But let's get on with the video.
I became a single teen mother at, I would just say 17 because I was basically doing it by myself. And after being in that relationship for 2.5 years, I am now by myself again.
A TikTok star is at the center of a chilling murder for hire investigation. Influencer Gabbie Gonzalez and her dad, a Florida attorney, are accused of plotting to kill pop singer Jack Avery, who is the father of Gabbie's young daughter. It's a case investigators say involves secret payments, undercover calls, and a shocking alleged plan to make the boy band singer disappear. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart.
Get into it.
I learned that I just need me. 5 years ago, being alone was like the worst thing that could have happened to me. And now being alone is the best.
You may know TikToker Gabbie Gonzalez. She's built a huge following posting about motherhood, family life, and day-to-day moments with her daughter. But now Gabbie Gonzalez and her father, Francisco Gonzalez, have both been arrested in a case police say involves an alleged murder for hire plot. And the alleged target was not a random person. According to investigators, the man they allegedly wanted dead was Jack Avery, the former Why Don't We singer and the dad of Gabbie's 7-year-old daughter. Police documents claim Francisco...
My gosh.
So
I remember that song.
what's the name of the song?
Why don't we?
Why don't we what?
I don't remember this like how it goes, but I remember listening to it because I remember the title.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got the keyboard. It's all over here.
Yeah, he'll do it in the edit. But yeah, so Gabbie just wanted her husband out the picture, you feel me? So did she hire someone? Did she
What? This is a song.
Another patron. Welcome to Art Moderna. Art, am I right? Am I right? Let's just get this pass right over your head here. Okay, and hello, audio. All right, there we go. Follow me. I think you're really gonna like this. Art.
Steady by the Hedge, painted in 1993 by Alan Riddle, depicts nature.
Not for everyone, right this way. How about we try something different?
Alright, we're not gonna react to the old song so don't get copyrighted. But look, that's the song. But I remember this because I was playing Jordan Lucas. The Jonas Brothers, not Jordan Lucas. I was playing the Jonas Brothers, and we on Spotify, you play a song, it'll play songs like that one from different people,
right?
And they play Why Don't We? And I heard the song before.
very
Talented.
popular, talented kid.
Gonzalez, who is also a Florida attorney,
That's in a bad situation, but it's good. Play.
allegedly told someone it would be, quote, cheaper if Jack Avery was dead. And investigators say the case did not stop at just words. These allegations also go back roughly 5 years to 2021. According to witness statements, bank records, and even an undercover FBI phone call, authorities believe there was an actual attempt to make a murder for hire on Jack Avery happen. Now, the details in this case, they are shocking, and we're going to break down the entire story. And it has wild allegations. Let's begin with Gabbie Gonzalez and who she is. On TikTok, she presents herself as a young mom who is figuring out life. She has a 7-year-old daughter who she had when she was just 17 years old.
Through my journey in womanhood, I have used pretty much every period product under the sun. From when I first got my period when I was 13 until now as a grown adult who has had a child, who has had miscarriages, who has lost a baby in birth. So I've experienced the full spectrum of womanhood. Free bleeding has helped me become more in tune with my body, for one. Number two, period products are ridiculously expensive. Period products should be easily accessible for everyone who needs them. They're not, obviously, and the prices keep increasing. And then on top of it, there's chemicals being put inside of pretty much every single period product, even the organic ones. I have just come to the place in my life where I choose not to participate in it.
And she talks openly about womanhood, her body, and her struggles. And she's talked about being a single teen mom. That's the Gabbie that her followers know or thought they knew. But according to law enforcement, there was another side to this story. And it reportedly starts with a vicious custody battle over her daughter, whose dad is Jack Avery. Now, he was a member of the boy band Why Don't We? Now, according to the arrest,
and I was just telling my little young ones earlier, you feel me, about your kids, man. You know, it happens that way sometimes, you know. People fight over, you know, you shouldn't fight over kids at all. It shouldn't be a reason that you're fighting. If you're fighting over them, is to make their future better. Is to protect them, you know, something like that. But other than two parents fighting each other over the kid, yeah.
To where it makes you want to kill the other parent, it's kind of crazy. Because not only are you killing your child's other parent, you're getting rid of like you're like cutting something off, basically. Like, not only are you damaging this, but you're damaging the kid.
affidavit filed by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office.
Motherfucker fast hell.
There had been, quote, long-standing custody and visitation litigation between Gabbie and Jack. And according to that same document, Gabbie's dad, Francisco, became, quote, deeply involved. Witnesses described Francisco as heavily invested in the custody dispute and hostile toward Avery. One witness told investigators that Francisco said words to the effect that, quote, it would be cheaper if Avery were dead. That witness allegedly described the Gonzalez family as, quote, obsessed with obtaining full custody and excluding Avery from his child's life. But before any alleged talk of murder, the police report says Francisco was running a campaign against Avery. A detective wrote that text messages between Francisco and a private investigator show Francisco allegedly directing surveillance activity on Avery in Kauai, Hawaii. He sent photos and identifying details. He asked whether Avery was drinking, smoking, alone, or receiving assistance, anything that could be used against Avery in court. In a separate communication reviewed by federal agents, Francisco allegedly discussed allegations that Avery had COVID. Remember, we're back in 2021 at this point. And he expressed an intent to have Avery arrested if he showed up for visitation and tried to involve a law enforcement contact. Investigators also reviewed family group communications. In one exchange from March 22nd, 2021, Francisco allegedly wrote, quote, call Barca never too early. According to the affidavit, investigators considered that significant because later evidence showed that Gabbie Gonzalez and a man who we cannot confirm has been arrested yet in this case allegedly attempted to recruit that person, who authorities identify as someone named Dustin Barca, to threaten Avery. Now, of course, we don't have confirmation as of this recording that that man named Barca has been charged either in this case or whether he will be. So again, these...
Okay. Let me tell you young people again. Now, this sounds like they was in a weird relationship where she knows a lot of guys. So, you know, when you guys doing this new relationship stuff, y'all got all these new names for it. And my wife call it fake. She be like, man, that shit fake. I'm like, man, what you call that? She be like, no, it's fake. And so I start laughing, but it pretty much is, because if you're in love with the person, I mean, that you with, bro, it doesn't matter what you go through. I mean,
You'll do whatever to be with your partner.
And what you guys go through, because you're gonna go through hard times. It's gonna be real hard times. It's gonna be bad times. It's gonna be stuff that's terrible, you know.
You know what I find crazy? Some people will forgive their bros stealing money. No, fucking their girl. Be like, all right, it's cool, and they'll break up the girl. But if the girl go fuck the guy, he gonna break up with that friend. He's gonna break up that girlfriend. Like, niggas will do more gymnastics to keep a friend than keep a homie and keep a girl.
Yeah, that's true.
These allegations, they go back as far as 2021. This investigation has been going on for roughly 5 years. But throughout that time, Gabbie has still been posting on TikTok as if nothing was going on.
Good morning, everyone. Between espresso, Not Like Us, and the Tortured Poets department, my brain is on something. It's just singing lyrics over and over and over. Isn't this the point? Isn't this the brainwashing? It's working. It's working. Oh my gosh, but Daddy, I love him. Okay, listen. So the first few rounds that I listened to this song, it was really giving gay anthem. I don't know why everyone cares so much about what boy each song is about. I don't care. I think it doesn't matter at the end of the day. But that song's a bop. I'd be bopping to it so hard.
According to the police report, the alleged plot was escalating. A witness told investigators that Gabbie repeatedly said she wanted Jack Avery dead and discussed hiring a hitman. That witness stated that Gabbie and another person talked about using the dark web and paying in Bitcoin. And the witness said to investigators, quote, Francisco Gonzalez was the source of the money. The witness also stated the intended killing was discussed as occurring in Los Angeles and, quote, being made to look like a car accident. Another witness told investigators that Gabbie said the proposed hitman had been paid to kill Avery and that Francisco paid approximately $10,000 for the hit. Then come the financial records in this case, and they're huge. According to the affidavit, on April 26th, 2021, Francisco Gonzalez made an outgoing payment of $10,000 to the alleged hitman through the payment app Square. Records show the money landing in the alleged hitman's account. Then the purported hitman moved two separate $5,000 sums into his Gemini cryptocurrency account on May 4th and May 6th of 2021. Then the next month, on June 5th of that year, the person police believe is the hitman reportedly sent Francisco a $4,000 invoice through his business. Police claim Francisco later paid that amount. The charge appeared in Francisco's subpoenaed bank records. This alleged hitman later told investigators he, quote, did not actually perform any web development services and believed the invoiced purpose was, quote, a cover. According to the police report, the alleged hitman stated during follow-up investigation that Francisco sent him money, quote, under the guise of web development payments, and that there had been no actual web development work. The alleged hitman also said he communicated with Francisco through encrypted signal messages and calls. But the most direct evidence, it appears, came from a federal agent posing as the killer. Federal agents say they reviewed a communication between the alleged hitman and someone listed as Fran G.
I had a feeling. I'm like, when they gonna get to the point of who she hired to kill? Well, she hired a federal agent. You're gone.
You're gone.
It's a wrap for you, sister.
You fell for the bait. Look like you seen it there.
It was a rat trap and you fell for it.
I'm not gonna lie, is she a rat? I mean, she's more of an informant. More.
No, Nick.
At a phone number tied to Francisco. Allegedly in that communication, Fran G sent the code word Bull Run, followed by a missed audio call. The alleged hitman responded that he would call later that night, and Fran G indicated he was available after 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Then federal agents reviewed a call involving Francisco Gonzalez and an undercover agent posing as a hitman. In that call, according to the affidavit that we have, Francisco used coded references, including Bull Run, and he referenced prior Bitcoin payment and discussed, quote, verifying the target and arranging payment after completion. Federal tracing materials showed that the alleged hitman funded cryptocurrency payments associated with the murder for hire request. According to TMZ, Gabbie was arrested last week in Humboldt County, California, which is in the far north of California.
Hey, crypto start to be real bad, bro. It start to look real bad.
You invest in crypto, you might be a murderer.
Right, like if you're getting a lot of money from crypto, you might be a drug dealer or
Something crazy.
right.
El Chapo.
It seems like it's going the wrong way with crypto, bro.
Keep my money in the real world.
You got a whole lot of cartel probably with crypto right there.
Bitcoin millionaires.
As she was boarding a flight, she was then transferred to LA County, and that's where she is right now, being held without bond, according to online records from the LA County Sheriff's Department. She is set to be arraigned on the day we're recording this, Tuesday, for conspiracy to commit murder. Now, as for her dad, Francisco Gonzalez, he was arrested on the other side of the country in Seminole County, Florida. That's in the central part of the state on a warrant out of California. The Seminole County Sheriff's Office confirmed the arrest. Francisco remains behind bars in Florida after he waived his right to extradition to LA, so he is going to go to the West Coast. Now, here is something that we also want to add related to Jack Avery. It is something we found, and we think it's very notable. We found a podcast that Avery appeared on in September of 2025. It's the Zach Sang Show. And he tells this podcaster what sounded like at the time just a wild story, that 2 FBI agents showed up at his door, notifying him of a conspiracy, saying that someone, quote, hired someone to kill me. Now, we're not positive there's a connection there, but the timing is oddly coincidental. Jack Avery would not go into further detail about what the FBI said this conspiracy was about and who the person was who had allegedly hired someone to try and take his life. But we did find it very interesting that he also speaks very fondly of Gabbie Gonzalez in this podcast, not in the way you would speak of someone who you believe could be trying to hire someone to take your life. So it's unclear if he knew that the FBI was also looking at Gabbie as part of this alleged murder for hire plot. Joining us now to talk more about this case is former federal prosecutor and the president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, Nima Rahmani. Always great to have you here on Law and Crime. This investigation goes back to 2021, according to the court documents that we have. What do you make of that timeline?
Chris, thanks for having me as always. I'm not surprised. So what you want to do, especially for these murder for hire cases, or really any case where you're charging a conspiracy or a similar offense that hasn't been completed, you really want to make sure that you have everything lined up. Obviously, the last thing you want is for anyone to be murdered, or in the case of the recent attacks on some of the Jewish centers in New York, for anyone to actually be bombed. But you want enough evidence so when you go to a jury trial, you know that this wasn't just an exaggeration or something that was really preliminary, that you have a premeditated, concrete plan and you have enough evidence to convict, which is, I think, what happened here.
And before we get to Gabby Gonzalez and what the case may look like against her, there's still a lot that we don't know at this point. Francisco Gonzalez, her father, it seems that law enforcement have the receipts, both figuratively and literally, here as far as some bank transactions that were made. It appears that there's some people who made statements as well that he discussed hiring a hitman.
People, that's the real father. That's the real Father's Day coming up and everything.
Hitman for you, baby girl.
Everybody, man, goddamn round of applause. Texas, goddamn baby girl. Yeah, you know, that's a real man.
What real dad gonna get a baby, get a murderer for his daughter to kill his son? Like, goddamn, my head's hurting. This is just too much stupid.
And you certainly have an alleged motive based on.
Like, there's no way she really thought she was gonna get away with this.
Just this custody dispute that's been going on for some period of time. What stands out to you about what the case may be for him, kind of the crux of it going forward, and proving, according to prosecutors, that he tried to hire a hitman or wanted to kill Jack Avery?
Yeah, it's not uncommon, obviously, for there to be violence or threats of violence when you're talking about a custody dispute. No one really matters to anyone who's watching than their own child. And I could tell you, my wife, for instance, she represents foster kids. And I could tell you that some of those hearings in dependency court are nastier than the worst criminal case I have handled, where someone's going to go to prison for the rest of their life. I mean, you're taking someone's child away from them. So we've seen it time and time again where someone kills their spouse.
The crazy part is, she could have went to court,
Probably
won the thing, or got an even settlement where they both, because like I said, at the end of the day, you might be angry in the first beginning of what you guys are doing in your arguments and stuff like that, right? But you're not gonna always be mad at the person, especially if the person is really a father that's helping out. You know what I mean?
stepping up for the kid.
Right. So, I mean, that child's always gonna love their mom and dad. So, you can never take that away from the kid. You know what I mean? And like I said, so for you to act a certain way to keep him away, to get him killed from the baby, and it backfired on you. Now you took it away from the baby. I mean, you could have settled that in court. Y'all could have did that. Man, that's stupid.
Their ex-spouse or tries to do so because of custody. But we've also seen in some high-profile cases where parents have gotten involved because obviously they're the grandparent and they feel strongly too. Probably the Dan Markel case out of Florida, something we covered extensively here on Law and Crime, was probably the most recent infamous example of that. But it's not uncommon for the grandparents or the parents of the spouse to be involved as well, which is what we're seeing here.
It's interesting because one of the alleged, people who are alleged to be a hitman or someone who he wanted to hire, in this case, they talk about $10,000, I think it is, that was given, paid approximately $10,000 for this alleged hit. And then you have a witness who says it was for some sort of like web development work that was never done. When you're building a case like this, the fact that you could prove as a prosecutor that, hey, the money went here, but it's not for what it was intended for, how does that factor into the story that you're going to tell to a jury if it even gets to that point?
So, Chris, these cases are primarily built in one of three ways, or usually all three. Obviously, wiretaps. If you have the defendant's own words, that's helpful, right? Text messages, recorded phone calls. Then sort of the next best thing is an undercover. In this case, we have an FBI agent who is posing.
Was he getting threats before?
I don't think so.
He obviously was getting threats before, and probably did the smart thing, like, bruh, all this over my daughter, bro, I'm going to call police. Like shit.
Call the FBI. Call the FBI on that girl.
That's crazy.
Bro, I think I don't think that even exists.
someone that might help with this hit. The third, still helpful in this case.
This custody issue apparently was going on for such, long period of time.
To make an arrest, and people were sort of critical. I think that.
Well, see, so this is what y'all want.
She may have said that she wanted it done, but it doesn't seem like, at least from what we have at this point, and we'll see whatever.
But basically, they got her locked up, and they got her right now. You know what I'm saying? They call her, on camera. They got her on video. Audio. Basically, bro, she's wrapped up.
She's cooked.
I thought this was a good story to get out there for people who don't know and people who do know.
That's crazy. Look at the comments. She just gave him full custody for life.
For life. That's what I just said. I'm like, basically, she could have done the right thing, my guy. And like I said, just took the food to court. That was stupid. It was just dumb. What's the other one say?
Literally, I have no idea who either of any of these people are. I'm just here to hear about the murder plot.
This is crazy.
She proved why she didn't deserve custody. TikTok star nobody knows. No talent, no ethnicity, no art. I hate these so-called influencers. People actually think that the whole world is interested in their little lives. First problem is calling them TikTokers stars. TikTok is accessible. I can agree with that. I'm not even gonna lie. I was so happy when they said they were gonna ban TikTok, and when Trump said he was gonna ban TikTok, and because of the Chinese, and then he bought it from America, uses the same shit the Chinese people were using, so they can get the same information that the Chinese were getting. And now it's just American information. You're good to go. You can have TikTok back. None of this shit.
Allegedly. We don't know that.
Not allegedly.
You trying to get it shut down, bro?
Oh, my bad, Trump. Don't do us like the SNL show.
I'm just messing around, y'all.
Oh.
Subscribe and like, bro. Y'all like this one, man. See you on the next video.